With NBA free agency right around the corner, the Knicks are in a ton of trade rumors. They've been linked to several big names like Zach Lavine and Joel Embiid, but there's an opportunity for the Knicks to improve the roster by trading for a high-level starter rather than trading for a star player. OG Anunoby could hit the trade market soon, and the Knicks would be smart to capitalize. The Knicks reportedly had trade talks with the Raptors for OG Anunoby over the regular season, but nothing really materialized. And with OG recently leaving Clutch Sports, who aren't big fans of the Knicks organization, and with him having just 1 year left on his contract, this could open the door for the Knicks and the Raptors to resume trade talks. So in this video, I'm going to explain why the Knicks should pursue an OG Anunoby trade and what a potential trade offer for him would look like. So the main reason for the Knicks to pursue an OG Anunoby trade is because he would give them a major upgrade at the 3. The Knicks desperately need a starting small forward that can shoot, defend, and score at a high level. Now, RJ Barrett is a good player, but he was really underwhelming for the most part of last year. His finishing around the rim improved, but he really regressed as a three-point shooter at only 30% on the season. His defense was inconsistent, and he was wildly inefficient and inconsistent all year. Now, RJ did play well in the playoffs, but he was still just as inefficient in the playoffs as he was in the regular season. Overall, RJ is a nice player, but the Knicks could use an upgrade at his position. OG Anunoby is coming off a very good year in Toronto, and he can improve the Knicks in multiple areas. For starters, he would bolster the Knicks' defense. He's got an incredible physical profile at 6'7" with a 7'2" wingspan, which helps him to be one of the best man-to-man defenders in the NBA. He's got the lateral quickness to stay in front of shifty, small players, but also the size and strength to defend much bigger players. He's also an amazing off-ball defender, regularly using his defensive awareness to rack up steals and deflections. And on the season, he led the entire NBA in both steals per game and total steals. The Knicks were good defensively, but they could still use a defender of OG's caliber. The top teams in the Eastern Conference have elite scoring wings such as Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler, so having a big wing defender that can slow down those guys is something New York needs, especially come playoff time. Offensively, he would give the Knicks a knockdown shooter, which addresses a big area of weakness for the Knicks. Not only did RJ struggle to hit three-point shots, but the Knicks as a team was really horrible from deep last season, only ranking 24th in three-point percentage in the regular season and dead last in the playoffs. And the poor shooting from deep was a big reason why the Knicks lost to the Miami Heat in the second round, as Miami regularly helped off shooters and the Knicks lacked the shot making to punish Miami for guarding them this way. OG shot just under 39% from deep last year. The excellent shooting off the catch would open the floor up, giving players like Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle more room to attack. Lastly, he would give the Knicks a much more reliable third option. OG isn't an elite scorer, but he can reliably create his own shot and he can score efficiently. He could put the ball on the deck and drive to the hoop and finish, and he can also create for himself in the mid-range. And while his 17 points per game may have been below RJ's 19 a game last season, he was much more efficient with a 58% true shooting percentage compared to RJ's poor 53% true shooting percentage. Overall, OG would be a much needed upgrade at the 3, and adding him would make the Knicks a threat to go deeper in the playoffs next year. But what would an OG trade package look like? Maybe Toronto is interested in bringing the hometown kid RJ Barrett back home, and in this trade, the Knicks are going to send RJ along with an unprotected 2024 first round pick, a protected Bucks pick in 2025 for OG and Malachi Flynn. But let's say Toronto prefers creating cap space over taking back RJ. They could trade the expiring contract of Evan Fournier instead, along with the same draft picks for OG Anunoby. And this would allow the Knicks to keep RJ and put him in a six-man role where he's arguably better suited. Then the Knicks would get a much better starting small forward while improving the second unit. And ideally, the Knicks sign OG to an extension after the trade so they don't have to worry about him walking in next year's free agency. Now, what would be great about either of these trades is that the Knicks make a huge positional upgrade. They get a young player who at age 25 fits the timeline of the rest of the roster, and even though the Knicks are giving up 2 first-round picks, they own 11 first-rounders over the next 7 years. So with either of these trades, they've improved the team while still having the ammo for a second big move down the line. But anyway, that's going to be it for me, and now I want to hear from you guys. Should the Knicks have interest in trading for OG Anunoby? What would you be willing to trade for him? Tell me down in the comments. I already know I'm going to get a ton of hate for this video because every offseason, Knicks fans are against improving, especially if it means parting ways with underachieving young players. But I want to hear your thoughts anyway. Please drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this and subscribe for more dope content just like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next video.